What's up everyone, Sean here, and welcome to my top 10 anticipated games of 2020. So today in this list I will be listing my personal list of, well, my most anticipated games as of March 2020. Obviously there weren't so many games that came out in January, February, but March is now getting the wheels are starting to turn, and naturally the list is different from the last one I made because those games already come out, or there are some circumstances that dictate the position of these games in this list. So I mean, it's just a personal list anyway, so take it as you will. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will now unveil my top 10 anticipated games list for March 2020. Number 10.
Now that isn't it.
Marvel's Avengers. This Avengers game is number 10 on the list because at first glance, there were some things that were off, such as Thor's costume design, Black Widow's face. A while back now, the game has been announced that it was pushed to a later release date all the way to September 4th of this year, 2020. So with that, hopefully the graphics will improve by then. Also, the gameplay, which is a whole nother story. However, the always online model has people skeptical, but beyond that, I do hope that the game turns out good as a whole. I mean, it is still kind of riding that sort of high that people had from the end of the Infinity Stone saga. That was, the Avengers, with the whole MCU sort of coming to a close for that saga, and we'll begin another sort of MCU saga, hopefully with a, good note at the start. Nonetheless, we're still having, this game coming out in September, so hopefully it'll come out as at least a good product for for the Avengers sort of lineup. Number 9.
Just to start the apocalypse.
Beautiful, deadly, right in our way. That's about right.
No storm can stop us.
GODFALL. This is actually the only PS5 game in this list. Although we've only seen the cinematic trailer from the Game Awards 2019, the concept is interesting to say the least, having it dubbed a looter slasher. So it pretty much has a strong emphasis on melee weapons, which is a little refreshing as to the looter shooters that we've seen time and time again, especially with the Borderlands 3 that came out a good while ago now. This is developed by the same people who have worked on Destiny 2, so it'll be fascinating to say the least. It's number 9 because there's no gameplay, but the concept sounds interesting. Looter slasher. How often you kind of hear that, but it probably is just like a marketing term to kind of make it sound interesting, but there's already games that are out there doing that, which is MMOs. But we haven't seen the gameplay just yet, so let's see how enticing the game itself will be once that's unveiled. But with that said, I think I'll probably pick this one up since it'll be one of the PS5 games that'll be out during the console's new release. So probably a launch game, probably like right after launch or something like that, or near the launch date, but we can only expect it to be late 2020 for now. Number 8.
What the hell are you doing here?
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
The Last of Us Part 2. the long-awaited sequel to one of the biggest hits on the PS4. When it comes to Sony exclusives, there's Uncharted, God of War, then there's Last of Us. I personally like the cinematic outbreak sort of experience this title offered, so I'm interested enough to check out what this sequel has in store for this upcoming chapter. Number 7.
You will be no better than the Mongols.
I trained you to fight with honor.
Honor died on the beach. The Khan deserves to suffer.
Samurai.
Ghost of Tsushima. Another beautiful looking game featuring more of Asian themed elements such as samurai and the Mongols. I love the presentation of this game, so I'm very willing to give it a shot from day one, just from that alone. The gameplay from what has been shown has me excited enough. The story is also intriguing. The vengeful spirit of sorts and going out killing the Mongols in whatever way he finds fit, even if it means staining the code of the samurai.
I am samurai.
No, you are more than that. You are the ghost. Convince your people to join me, and I will give them peace.
We will never serve you. I've never seen a samurai fight like that.
Number 6. Babylon's Fall. The game developed by Platinum Games, it seems to be somewhat similar with the big hit Nier Automata. But besides that point, you can't really go wrong with these games by said company. I've stated that before, and I think that still remains true. There's been a consistent quality of fun and interesting visuals they've been able to keep stabilized, so I'm very much hopeful for this one that this will be just another great hit from Platinum, if not even greater. Number 5.
殺されても仕方がない人だっていうの？そんなわけないよ。
厄介なことになりそうだな。
人生は冒険だ。どうせなら反対。どん底から。
Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon. Yakuza 7 or Yakuza Like a Dragon is a parody of popular turn-based JRPGs nowadays, and it's been out in Japan for a while, and it seems to have been doing well. I've seen some of the crazy and dumb summons, and it already makes me want to play the game. Previously, I thought the release date was in January, but January was actually the release date for Japan, so I have to wait for the Western release. Its self-aware, ironic nature of the game is strange considering this is the title within the mainline series, but it's Yakuza, so I feel it's pretty appropriate, given that as there is a stark contrast between its serious moments and then there's the really goofy side quest sort of moments that you have on the other side. I respectfully accept this change of pace in terms of gameplay, as previously it was just like all action and a lot of button mashing and stuff like that, but with this turn-based gameplay this time around, it is strange for a lot of Yakuza fans, but I am willing and definitely would like to give this gameplay a spin and experience all the silliness that it has to offer. Number 4. Digimon Survive. This was another game that has been delayed to 2020, and of course previously on my other anticipated games from last time. Not much has been revealed since, but I'm still excited for this tactical RPG that adds visual novel elements where you make choices and it will matter by the end. It's number 4 because I look forward to its art style and this being one of my games to chillax with. The love for Digimon is still going strong, especially with the new anime rebooting the first season. Hopefully soon enough we'll get news regarding to Digimon Survive, probably around E3 time at its latest. Now before we go into the top 3 of things, I would like to do some honorable mentions, and these ones are kind of important, so I must get these out of the way. Our first honorable mention goes to Animal Crossing New Horizon. Previously this was my number 1. It had a direct from a short while ago and is so damn close to its release date, I can taste it. I've been really looking forward to it. I love to give the crafting a try, or just crafting the whole island in general. It's gonna be a refined experience. It's still familiar, and yet there's a lot of things to look forward to when it comes to new things and experiencing all the events it has in store for the future of this game. The ultimate game of good vibes. I simply look forward to it. Next one up for honorable mentions is Persona 5 Royal. I absolutely love the original game to the very end. Once I completed it, I immediately started to miss it so much. My first time experience was such a rare feeling I do get nowadays with such games, and I wish that somehow kept going and going, but you know, that's what kind of makes it special, right? But now it's receiving an overhaul with the story, some of the gameplay elements of course, but there's new stuff in there in general, so it at least deserves some sort of mention in here. Don't know if I'll play it right away, but when I'm done with a certain game, then I'll be sure to hop onto this. So that's it for honorable mentions. Let's now go back into the main line of things, starting with number 3. Tales of Arise. This also was previously in my other list, and it's another game that has been in silence, but it's still slated for 2020 release. There was some information revealed after its trailers, naming main characters Alphen and Shione, who come from warring countries, traveling together under some untold circumstances as of now. There was one other character by the end of one of its trailers, so surely we'll have other characters joining the party just like any other Tales game, but the game looks really sick thanks to the switch to the Unreal Engine 4. It's number 3 on the list because I love Tales games, but I need to see more. That's all I gotta say. Number 2.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Cyberpunk 2077. The game has been continuing to receive positive press for the most part. Not much has been changed from my current opinion as of now besides its placing at number 2. You know, despite its highly anticipated title moving to September from its initial April release, I'm actually glad because I can definitely focus on the number 1 game that's on this list, and that's number 1.
Got you now! Huh?
You're not real. You're Cloud.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Out of all the games in the main line in this list, this is closest to its release date, with just less than 1 month away. This was lower on my list, but now it definitely made the jump up to number 1. I was able to get a good taste of the game thanks to its free demo. I loved how the game looks and the gameplay and its flow thus far. There is a reason why it took so long. It really feels like a finely crafted game. Some accuse the game of its simplicity in its combat system, but I actually see its simplicity as its beauty. Simple and yet satisfying thanks to its hybrid system, slowing down the game as you select a command from the list, adding that turn-based feel to its action nature. It's such a simple and yet genius, fun idea for this game. That way, there's not much of a barrier to learn the game while you can soak in its awesome moments, yet you can still pull off some really cool strategies and moments. As someone who just played the original game on the Switch not too long ago, I can really feel the mesmerizing transformation of this to this.
Get down here, Merc.
Remastering at its finest. The overall result, fantastic. I love the characters so far, especially Cloud and Barret, design and personality wise. Even the English voice acting shows how much care and time and thought were put into this Final Fantasy title. And the music, oh man.
Stay down, asshole. You're up. Take it over.
This simply takes number 1 on the list just because I was just, you know, I got a sample of it and it's just amazing. And it all just comes together for me. But even without the demo, it's a game that's loved by everyone, and many have dreamed of this game to be remastered, and it's going to be in everyone's hands not too long from now. I know now I look forward to it more than ever. And there's even more to come after that for part 2. Wait until the rest of the original cast come into the fray. So that is pretty much it for the top 10 most anticipated games of 2020 as of March 2020. So there may be another video once E3 hits, but we'll see about that. But for now, if you have your own list of games that you are looking forward to or anticipating as of right now, please leave those comments in the section below. We'll love to read them and check them out. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell and set it to all. That's how you know when these videos come out. Really appreciate it, guys, and it's always helpful. So again, this has been my top 10 most anticipated games as of March 2020 for 2020. So and thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.